Monogamy or non-monogamy? I feel like there are so many conversations and opinions being thrown around about the subject, about what it looks like, what it should look like, what's the right way, what's the wrong way. I thought I would get in on the conversation too. Hi friends, if you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. My name is Raquel Perez, and I am a licensed professional counselor in the state of Colorado. This is where I share my own lived experiences and the way that my body and mind make sense of the information. Let's go ahead and get started. When it comes to the subject of non-monogamy or polyamory or ethical non-monogamy or consensual non-monogamy, they all mean the same thing. And for the purpose of this video, I am going to stick with the term non-monogamy. So when it comes to non-monogamy, I feel like there are so many things that get roped into the conversation that don't necessarily have too much to do with the conversation of non-monogamy specifically. And those things are cheating and infidelity. I also feel like there is this general idea or feeling that this is a way for individuals to have their cake and eat it too. So with that, I have begun to formulate the way that my body and mind have made sense of the information of what it means for non-monogamy and monogamy. Now, this information is based off of my own lived experiences and also working with individuals who are navigating these two identities, either non-monogamy or monogamy, in their own lives, and the way that they express what is coming up from inside of them. Now, when I work with people who identify with a more non-monogamous lifestyle, I feel that oftentimes I hear them describe romantic relationships where they cannot imagine one other individual fulfilling or satisfying all of the needs that come up for them romantically, emotionally, and sexually. They also cannot imagine the pressure, or they don't like the amount of pressure that they would feel to be another person's one and only way that they are satisfying all of the needs that are coming up for them romantically. This feels like a lot of pressure. They also describe that they know they have the ability to pour themselves into multiple relationships or being with multiple people and be giving all of themselves to those people in a romantic, emotional, and sexual way. Now, when it comes to people who identify with a more monogamous lifestyle, I would say that oftentimes the themes that I hear are kind of the opposite. They cannot imagine the amount of pressure that they would feel to pour themselves into multiple relationships or give themselves up that fully to more than one individual, romantically, emotionally, and sexually. They also feel like it would be a lot of pressure for their partner to be pouring themselves into more than just one individual. In other words, they really want their partners to only have one partner, which is themselves at that time. And these are some of the expectations that they have for romantic relationships. And so we can start to see how it is quite different the way that people who have a non-monogamous lifestyle differ from those who have a monogamous lifestyle. Now, if there are questions or concerns or comments that are coming up for you, please drop them down in the comments below so that we can start to have a conversation about some of this stuff. So when it comes to me personally, I identify with a monogamous lifestyle. It is the way that I like to show up in romantic relationships, and it is the way that I want my partner to also show up in romantic relationships. I cannot imagine the pressure in having to pour myself into more than one individual, and I also do not want my partner to feel that kind of pressure of pouring themselves into more than just me. And so that is the way that I want my romantic relationship to look. I also know that from the perspective of a gay woman, what works for me and the way that I want my romantic relationship to look is not necessarily the same that another person would want their romantic relationship to look. We each get to identify and define what we want those romantic relationships to look based on our own needs. Now, there is another portion of this conversation when it comes to harm and heartbreak. And it's my view that what causes the most harm and heartbreak is when we are not living our authentic truths in those romantic relationships, whatever that authentic truth is. Because at the end of the day, no matter if the relationship is monogamous or non-monogamous, there are certain values that must be present in that relationship for it to work. And that is authenticity, having and setting boundaries, honesty, and consent. And when those things are present in a relationship, again, regardless if it is monogamous or non-monogamous, you have a far greater chance of reducing the risk of harm and reducing the risk of heartbreak. So really, it is my opinion that there really is no right way to do this, but there is an authentic way to do it. Well, friends, that is all I have for this video. If you have found it useful or helpful in any way, please hit that like button down below. If you want to get more content like it on a weekly basis, please subscribe. Until next time, be well. Bye for now.